The Draw It Again meme is a challenge that's existed online for a really long time. If you don't know what it is, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just take an old art piece and then redraw it to see how much you've improved. I drew this original piece in 2020. I used Paint Tool Sai on a really old computer. It was not great. It was a pirated version as well, actually. And then I did the next piece in 2022 on Procreate. And I guess doing it again makes it a tradition. So I'm doing it again. I've been wanting to redraw this piece for a while now, but I didn't have time last year, I guess. I don't know. I remember starting it, but I guess I just didn't finish it. I don't remember. I don't even know where the original sketch is. But I finally got around to redrawing it the other day. I think I worked on it for maybe 2 or 3 days, like on and off. It was about 6 hours of work overall, so about average for, you know, an illustration of this size and detail. The characters are 2 characters from my original story thing. I don't know what to call it, like original concept? I don't know, it's like a cartoon comic story thing. I don't know what I'm doing with it, but it's a story with characters. Their names are Fred and Fang. Fang is the little mushroom and Fred is the kind of creature. I don't know, Bigfoot adjacent creature. I'm not entirely sure what he is. He's just a little guy. The 2 original pieces only had these 2 characters, but for this redraw I thought I'd include Parsley, which is the little girl. She's the main character. That's all the background information, I guess. They're from a story called Away With The Fairies. I'll leave a link to the, what's it called? This is not scripted, you can definitely tell. I'll leave a link to the website I made in the description if you want to check it out, although I will say it doesn't work very well on mobile. It's a bit odd looking, so I'd recommend using it on a laptop or a computer or something. The process was pretty simple. It's just kind of the same way I go about every art piece, which is I work on whatever is the most interesting in the moment. So I know a lot of people will kind of line the whole thing and then colour the whole thing. I kind of go in weird steps where I'll line one part of it and then immediately colour it in. I should probably actually backtrack and talk about it, like my whole process from the beginning. I started, as you've already seen, I started by doing a thumbnail to try and get the composition I wanted, because the original 2 pieces were kind of flat. They weren't super interesting, you know, they were just kind of, yup, that's 2 guys. So with the composition, I added a few foreground elements to kind of make it more like, I don't know, more like you're kind of peeking in on these guys and their little activity. I wanted it to feel kind of nostalgic, so I did kind of a quick colour composition thing in the thumbnail to get these really warm kind of autumnal colours, because the story takes place in kind of early September to like early mid-September, so it's still nice and warm outside, but it's, you know, the leaves are starting to go all orange, so it's like the best time of year. So I wanted to kind of replicate that, because the time and like the time of day and the time of year are kind of ambiguous in the first 2 pieces. So yeah, I wanted to, I guess this piece kind of shows that I was thinking more, you know, like I knew what I was gonna do with it. Not really sure what else to say. I haven't really drawn anything in a while, like anything proper like this. I've been kind of having a bad time mental health wise, and I've had a lot of uni work that I would say it's been keeping me busy, but I haven't been doing it, so it's like I've been stressed about uni work, and that has caused me to not want to do anything, uni work included. A lot of things have been happening over the past couple months. I had kind of a bad time over sort of Easter break, April, May time. Had to say goodbye to my dogs, both of them, like 3 days after my 20th birthday, so that was great. And I don't know, there's just been a lot of stress going on, but it was really nice to kind of finally get back into something very classic. You know, this is a very me drawing. It's using all the colours I like, it's using the characters I like, you know, it's perfectly within my comfort zone. You know, not a single man-made thing in sight unless you count the cards, it's all trees. Yeah, this was a very nice process. It took me a while to get into it. I did the sketch on a different day, and then I was like, I don't know if I can be bothered to actually finish it. But then I could, so I did. Yeah, the colouring process was kind of difficult, as you can see, or will see. I like redid the shading like 3 times because I just couldn't figure out, it wasn't clicking, you know. I knew where the light was supposed to be coming from, I knew what I was supposed to be doing, but the colours looked so muddy and it didn't look like the reference, and I was just so confused. I like didn't understand what I was doing. So I do the lighting and shading like maybe 2 or 3 times, I think. And I'm trying to like make the characters stand out from the background, or I'm trying to find a way to kind of separate everything, because it was all looking a bit too muddy. It was pretty difficult. It probably didn't help that by this point in the process it was like 2 o'clock in the morning and I was like still going. It was, yeah, I don't know, I think that might be an ADHD thing, but if I get stuck into a project, I won't leave it until I'm done with it, you know? Like, it's either I don't want to do it and it takes me ages to like do a singular tiny thing, or I get really stuck into something that's supposed to take a week and then it takes me like 2 days because I'm just like only focusing on that. I don't know. The lighting was kind of difficult because I didn't look up any references, so I couldn't remember how like lighting through trees looked, but then I did look at a reference, which is a big deal for me apparently. Yeah, I finally looked up a reference for how lighting actually works, and I realized what I was doing wrong and fixed it, and it looked a lot better. I'm so sorry for all the flashing. Every time you see that weird jittery effect, it's me overlaying the original color composition I did and then trying to figure out why the fuck sorry, I shouldn't swear. Or should I swear? I don't know. Yeah, it was me trying to figure out how the hell to put how to replicate the colors, because they just didn't look the same and it was irritating me. And you can see now I kind of figured out how to do the light. It looks a lot more realistic. I like this piece because I was able to do a lot of shading that kind of informed the way the characters looked, you know, like the forms, without it looking weird, because in the past I've had issues where sort of the characters will be these 2D cartoony characters, but then the shading will make them look really weird and like gummy and like shiny, but I think I struck a good balance here. I don't think there's really much else to say about this, so I'm gonna leave it here. I hope this was bearable to listen to. I hope my voice isn't too irritating. I just felt like doing a voiceover. I thought it would be more interesting. Thank you very much for watching. You should subscribe, I think, and then maybe you'll get more of these videos, if I draw more.